Welcome back, riders. Matt here at the CSC Garage. Today we're going to be looking at your SG250 tail light. We want to do two things today. Show you how to replace the bulb and also show you a really cool aftermarket product that replaces the entire assembly, LED lights. As we get started, let's first look at the function of the tail light. When the ignition switch is turned on, the tail light is on. A separate filament in the same bulb operates the brake light. This is activated either through a switch off of the master cylinder of the rear brake or a switch off of the hand lever of the front brake. If either of your two lighting functions are inoperable, you need to replace your bulb. This can easily be done with one tool, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. To gain access for replacement of the bulb, we'll remove the lens cap cover using a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. The bulb can be removed from its bracket by pushing in and rotating counterclockwise. Upon removal, we want to inspect the bulb's filaments. There are two filaments. Either or both could be burned out. If so, the bulb needs replacing. We also want to inspect the bottom of the bulb at the terminals. Look for signs of corrosion. To reinstall the bulb, be sure to align the tabs in their correct position with the bracket. One tab is lower and faces the rear of the motorcycle. Push the bulb in, rotate clockwise, and then reinstall the cover. When tightening the screws, be sure not to over-tighten or you may crack the plastic of the lens cover. A simple replacement of your traditional filament bulb may be all you need. However, we would like to show you a really cool aftermarket product that utilizes LED lighting. Let's see just how easy it is to install. Thanks for joining us again at the CSC Garage. Okay, maybe not that easy, but it does only require a few simple tools. A Phillips screwdriver, a 12mm socket, and two 10mm wrenches. The first step in removing the tail light begins with removing the seat. We want to gain access to the wiring for the tail light. To do that, we'll use the 12mm socket to remove two screws on each side of the seat. Now we have the turn signal wires and the tail light wires exposed. I'm going to remove this zip tie for better access. There are 3 sets of wires coming from under the fender. 2 sets are your turn signals, and the larger bundle is coming from the tail light. Remove the boot to show the connectors of the wire. The tail light has a brown wire, a green wire, and a green with a yellow stripe. We're going to disconnect the bullet connectors of each of these wires and then feed the bundle back down under the fender. The next step in removal is to get the wires from the tail light out of the mount that's under the fender. Gently bend back the metal tab to free the wires. Now we're going to be removing the license plate to gain access to the tail light bracket. To do this, we simply unscrew the license plate frame. Now I can use the two 10mm wrenches to loosen the bracket. Okay, let's take a closer look at the stock tail light now that it's been removed. We're going to utilize the existing reflector. That can be removed with the 10mm wrench. Loosen the nut. And we're going to transfer that reflector over to the new bracket, which is a little wider for the LED light. Put the marker in the extra hole. Washer goes on. And then we're going to tighten that down. Snug it up with the wrench, kind of keep it straight. Now we have the reflector mounted. We're also going to reuse the license plate bracket, which has bolts that hold the entire assembly to the rear fender. The LED light has a small bar of LEDs for the license plate light. So when we install this, we want to make sure that's face down so that it shines on the license plate. We're going to remove these nuts and washers from the LED light. And these are very small. So we find that tightening them gently but firmly with some needle nose pliers is the best solution. We also encourage you to use some red Loctite on the threads. This will ensure that they don't vibrate off. So we're going to feed the wire through the bracket. Put the large washer first. Put the lock washer second. The two cap nuts. And then snug those up. Again, this is a place you don't want to over tighten, or you could crack the plastic of the light. Now we're ready to install the LED light. Now all we need to do is the reverse of the disassembly to install the new LED light. Now you want to color coordinate the wires. You've got the green with the yellow stripe. Make sure the bullet connectors are secure. You've got the solid green. And then the brown wire is going to go to this darker color. This is a black wire that's coming out, the only one left. You can pull the protective boot back over all the connections. And it's good to zip tie that out of the way, or you can zip tie it here to keep the wires from falling back down on the tire. Thanks for joining us again at the CSC Garage. If you need any of the replacement parts that you've seen in today's video, be sure to check out cscmotorcycles.com. Like the video, share it, comment, let us know what kind of videos you'd like to see for your SG250. But most importantly, enjoy the ride.